welcome to Yoga Joy Fitness here at the Yogashala and to today's Pilates workout. So if you have never done Pilates before, there are 4 things to remember. A is for alignment. Try and keep your body in your anatomical alignment at all times. B is for breathing. Make sure that you breathe, so don't hold your breath as you move between these exercises. C is for centering. Centering is something specific to Pilates where we draw the navel in towards the spine and we lift the pelvic floor. So we've got this beautiful integral hold. D is for the dynamics. This is for the speed. We're looking to move really slowly. So don't rush through anything that we're doing today. We're going to start off on hands and knees. So when you're ready, make your way over onto all fours and we will begin.
Make sure your knees are underneath your hips and that your hands are in line with your shoulders. Bring your back into a nice flat spine, drawing in through your navel and imagining that you could hold a tray of glasses on your back, nice and flat here. Now extend your right leg gently behind you and draw it back in. Draw that leg back and in. Yeah, I want you to alternate the leg. So send the left leg back and draw it back in. If you want to include the arm, keep everything on the ground and just send them away from you. And again, alternate your sides. Keep yours alternating right and left. Let's take a lift here now and bring that leg out to the side. The arm is purely optional, so if you find that your balance is challenged, sending the other leg back now, lifting up, don't have to include the arm, and bring that leg to the side. So just getting a view of this from both angles, coming in and down. Beautiful. Let's take that again, nice and slowly, and release. And we'll do that one more time. Lift the leg, maybe lift the arm, bring it to the side and bring it back in and down. Take a moment here, take it again when you're ready, remembering that you can stop at any point. We're going to add in now a leg curl before bringing the leg down and resetting. And let's just do that on side number 2. Push the leg back, lift, maybe include the arm. Bring it out to the side, take it back past and curl and release. Bring that knee to the floor. Seeing what this looks like from the front, extend, maybe include the arm out to the side and curl before extending and returning to the ground. So changing side every time we move, lifting, extending away, leg to side, leg returns, curl, release and reset. Really nice. Let's just have a look at that from the other side. So I'm working on my other leg here. You're just going to keep alternating, lift, side, back and curl and release. Good. So again, looking at this from the alternative angle, see that leg raising to the side, return, maybe crossing through and lifting into curl, making sure everything feels beautifully held through the center. Keep locking on through that core. Leg side, center, curl and release. Thinking about drawing that navel into spine, lifting the pelvic floor. And again, lift, side, center, and lift. Good. Extend away and down. And again, just getting that alternative view. Not my best angle, but you know, it helps you with seeing and experiencing how things should be. Lovely. Let's extend again, alternating the legs, lift, side, center, curl and release. Just taking option with that arm, taking the leg over, crossing it over now, bringing it out, curling it, extending and down. So we're crossing the legs using the adductors here. Send the leg out, lift through, arm is an option. Cross the midline, bring it down, toe to floor, and then out, curl and release. bringing it in. Extend, elevate, nice crossover, back, curl, and release. Extend, elevate, cross, back, curl, and release. Really nice work. Keep this going. Lift, and this time bringing the foot to the floor, tapping across, curling it in and bringing it down. Really try and hold your body still, so don't sway and swivel through the back. Really lock on that core, working limbs here. So really rigidly holding, integral hold, leg curl, extend and release. Let's just try that again on the other leg. Extend, touching the toe to the floor, bringing it back. Try and keep that foot around about hip height. Don't go too high with the leg. Well, this will encourage your back to dip, and we don't want the back dipping. We want the back held nice and flat, as if we are holding that tray of glasses. So just thinking about flat back, touching that toe down, lifting, curling, releasing, and letting go. Really nice. Just keep this moving. It's absolutely fine to do multiple repetitions of one exercise. Really work on that overload. Sometimes we pass through exercises so quickly that they don't have the opportunity to be effective because we just don't do enough of them. So with something like Pilates, we can really do plenty of repetitions. We're going to just do some presses now, just working through the upper body. I'm on my knees here. Feel free to take it out to 3/4 or to even toe presses if you're happy in a full plank position. Nice and slowly lock on through the core, again looking to use the abdomen. Sit back into a relaxed position and just let your spine release and fold forwards. Rising from this on an out breath, bring yourself around and extend your legs behind, coming into plank. So I'm doing a full Pilates plank here. Just for a moment, I'm going to run through the options with you. So if you do find that this is just beyond you at this moment in time, for whatever reason, bring your knees to the floor, let your toes go, look at the 3/4 plank option. There is, of course, the option to come into a half plank. So this is where we will draw the knees underneath the hips, so push the hips back and have the hands underneath the shoulders. So I'm just going to show you what that looks like right now. So just walking the hands in a little bit and bringing yourself into a box shape, square shape. So nice and easy here. Feel free to work with me. We're going to go through those options again. So starting in box plank, moving out into 3/4. If you're in your full plank or your 3/4 plank and you're happy to stay there, you don't have to get involved in this. We're just going to work those options, looking at both angles. Excellent. And just getting ready, draw in through the core, lifting the toes underneath and pushing the knees away. Push the heels back. Look for a nice straight line, so don't sag through your hips so that your back is really compromised. Also, don't lift through the hips so that you're in a more tent or teepee kind of shape. We're looking for a nice straight line. Shoulders really in line with the hips. So we don't want the hips, as I say, too low or too high. We want a nice straight line. So just looking for length through the body there. Release and let go. Coming through those options again, 3/4. If you're happy staying where you are, you can just maintain. Otherwise, we're going to just now roll it back and come into that restful pose just to give the wrists a rest. When you're ready, come up. Let's turn around. We're going to come down onto our tummy into a prone position. I want you to make the essence of a capital E. So if you think about the stanchions of the E, they're made by your arms and your head, and then they've got the upright of the E made across the upper back. And we're going to just have the elbows in line with shoulders and the hands in line with elbows. So try not to have anything out of line. We're lifting up, we're raising into a dorsal raise, but this is supported on the forearms. So we're not looking to do anything too strong, too quickly. Just get yourself into the rhythm. Keep the eye line down. Notice I'm not opening my throat here. I'm not lifting my head. I'm lifting it off the floor, but I'm not lifting it open like this with the chin coming away. So I want you to just make sure that you stay in one nice strong line. So don't open the throat. There we go. You can see now, totally different, not looking to camera because I'm keeping my throat closed. So nice line along the spine, lifting and lowering. Just work on your breath here, so you don't have to go too quickly. Just raise on an exhalation and lower on an inhalation. You might be going quicker than I am, you might be going slower, and that is perfectly right because that is the rhythm that your body wants to move at. So just lifting and lowering as you wish. Side view here, you can see how it looks again from the alternative angle. Just allowing ourselves to try and get as much perspective as possible. So this time, just coming up, hold here for a moment and then see if it feels good in your back to lift the arms away from the floor. Bring the arms down and then peel front body back to ground. On an out breath, lift onto forearms, then lift the arms. Then bring the arms down, bring the body down. So nice and slowly, working a bit stronger into that lower back, into that lumbar spine region. So any issues here, any impingement, any pain, please just stay with the arms on the ground. Everything is always an option. And remembering the greatest option of all is to not do it. There is no obligation ever to do anything. Just listen to your body and allow your body to work to whatever level it feels comfortable at this moment in time. Just working through a few more repetitions like this. Nice and slow and steady. Make inquiry in your body at all conjectures. So looking, how does it feel? How does it feel? How does it feel? And only doing what feels beautiful to you in this moment. Carrying on with the dorsal raises, adding in what I call Superman arms right now. So going through that elevation, lifting the body from the earth, palms and forearms still down, lifting the arms, holding, and then sending the arms forwards. Keep the elevation in the body as you pull the elbows back, then lower everything to ground. So try not to link movements. We're not lifting and pushing the arms at the same time. We're isolating each part of the movement. Elevation first, then the inclusion of the arms, then pushing the arms forwards, then pulling the arms back and lowering the body. So try not to skip any stages. It's a tendency to make things a little more accessible or a little more easily to cheat the movements and link them together. The problem with that is if something does happen or if something doesn't feel right, we don't know at which point we went too far. By separating them all out and doing them in consecutive order, we can feel our way through it and make sure that what we're doing is right for us at this time. Superb, really nice. Lifting and extending, contracting and lowering. Working on breath. Still draw your navel to spine here. So there is a tendency sometimes when we work in this prone position to let our abdominals go. So just make sure that you are still drawing that navel up and in, holding our Pilates integral hold. Let's just do a few leg lifts here, so staying prone. Alternating the legs again, right and left, left and right. Look at my upper body here, it's staying completely on the ground. So there can be a tendency here to kind of rest up on your hands, lift your head, lift your chin. We don't want that, we want that anatomical alignment. So as I said at the beginning of this practice, your ABCDs, we're looking for a nice line through the body. So if you're lifting up through the upper body, you're not in alignment. So from the hips to the head, glued to the floor, and we're just releasing alternate legs right and left. On the breath, exhaling lift, inhaling lower. Exhaling, lift. Inhaling, lower. Elevation here is as high as you can go. There is no score to beat. You know, we don't look for extra height. It's more about lengthening the legs. So kind of feel it being pulled out of your hip and laying it back down on the ground, making length and space rather than height and elevation. Just keep this rhythm going. Enjoying, as I said earlier, plenty of repetitions. This gives us ownership over exercises. Sometimes when we just do a few, we're moving on to the next thing, we don't sort of wring all the goodness out of a posture or a position or a exercise. So we just want to make sure that we're getting every last drop that we can from each exercise. Really feel that it's doing the best that it can do for you. Lifting and lowering on breath, navel drawn into spine, lifting that pelvic floor, moving super slowly. Let's bring the hands now underneath the head and just wiggle those hips out, rocking out any tension from the lower back, observing and seeing how we feel. Just try and let everything go. And then just allow yourself a moment or two to find some stillness and just find your breath. Come back to your body. And this time we're going to see if we can lift both of those legs together. Again, the body stays on the ground. We're not lifting the upper body just yet. We're just concentrating on raising both of the legs. This makes the exercise much higher intensity. And at a much higher intensity, we need to explore and make sure it's right for us. So not rushing anything. If it's too much for you, go back to those single leg lifts and just continue with those. Work to your level, whatever that level may be, for as long as you need to. If you rush your levels, what can happen is you can injure yourself and then you have no progression but regression, and that's not going to be beneficial now or in the long run. So if you need to, get rid of ego, go back to a lower level and work with it for longer so that ultimately in the future you do get progression. Continue those lift and lowers. Squeezing the gluteals, squeezing the hamstrings, breathing out and breathing in. Going just for a few more repetitions, enjoying, exploring our range of motion. So if this feels good for you, we're going to start to lift up the upper body as well. Keep the speed really slow. Take a breath in, and as you breathe up, raise and lift, hold and inquire, how does it feel? And then gently and slowly lower down. Always moving with real careful consideration, particularly in these higher level movements, because this is where, if we're going to damage ourselves, it's going to happen. So nice and slowly. If you have issues with your lower back, and this is beyond you at this moment in time, then absolutely continue with one of the previous levels, or come back into that back stretch, or just take a moment of quiet contemplation before we come to our next exercise. There's always that option to do nothing, and if we're in doubt, then you know we should leave it out. So not pushing ourselves beyond our capabilities. Challenge yourself by all means. Okay, let's bring that back. Lifting up. We're going to do those presses again through the arms, lowering down and up, taking a different view here, seeing what it looks like from front, from side. Lowering that body through, elbows nice and wide, hands wide also, making space for the body. Try and notice that my body is not dropping back here. I'm coming down and up in a nice straight line. So I'm not pulling my bum back, I'm not dropping my nose further back than my hands. Just nice and up and down. Press and release, press and release. Keep that core locked on. Keep those breaths coming down and up. Doing this from a box position, so you can of course look at your positions of plank and work your press ups from there. So equally you can do a 3/4 or a full, just depends on how strong you are in your upper body. So going into our next exercise, extend that leg behind, lift it up and then bring it round to the side and touch it to the earth. Raise it back behind you, touch it out to the earth on the other side, center, curl it in, and pulse to the sky for 3. Extend and reset. And then we're going to go on to side number 2. Extend the leg, lift the leg, bring it round to the side, touching it to the earth, lift it up, and take it over to the other side, bring it back to center, curl the leg, 3 pulses here towards the sky, 1, 2, and then 3 and release, out and down and reset. Changing leg again, extend, elevate, around to the side, touch the toe to the earth, lift it, take it to the other side, toe to the earth, crossing the midline, adductor work, bend the knee and lift the hamstring, pulse the bottom, 3 pulses, extend and reset, alternating the leg, extend, elevate, side touch, back to center, cross the midline from adductor and back, curl the leg and pulse, 3, 2, 1, extend and release. Good. Taking it onto the other leg, alternating each time. Extend, elevate, abductor, side, toe touches down, back to center, adductor crosses the midline, toe touches down, center and curl, pulse, 3, 2, 1 and release and down. Remember, if you can't quite touch the floor, it's not a problem. Take a squeeze through the buttocks here and release. And when you're ready, we're going to come around. I'm changing sides just to give you the opposite view. And you're going to continue with the alternating of the legs. Curl that leg, pulse it out, 3, 2, 1 and release. Nice job. And bring it back in. Extend away, elevate, abduction, toe to the ground, adduction, toe to the ground, into a curl. 3 curls here, and then pulse, 3, 2, 1, extend and release. We're going to do that on the other side. Extend the leg and lift, abduction, toe to earth, back in, adduction, toe to earth, back in, curl, and again, lift the foot now, pulse, 3, 2, 1, extend and release. Good work. Watching, onto the other side, going again. I'm just going to do lots of these. Notice how I'm not taking my front hand away. So pulse to the sky. With these extra movements, keeping those hands underneath, wrists, elbows, shoulders all aligned. Because we're crossing and we're lifting and we're pulsing, just needing that extra stability through the upper body. If you're feeling super strong, maybe you could take that arm away. Personal choice again, not here getting involved in that. And another rep here. Cross that midline over the leg, bring it back, curl the leg, pulse to the sky, 3, 2, 1 and release. Very nice. Cross that midline over the leg, bring it back, curl the leg, pulse to the sky, 3, 2, 1 and release. Sit back, stretch out the glutes and the lower back, just let your head drop towards the earth, reach the arms forwards. Maybe just bringing the hands back if that's more preferable to you. So when you're ready, we're just going to make our way round. Going to make our way round onto bottom. So we're dropping into C curve and lifting and raising. So just dropping that spine away, rolling the shoulders but not raising the shoulders. So we're not lifting the shoulders here, they're not coming up around the ears, but we're certainly pushing the spine back through, making a nice C curve shape. Feet are on the ground, holding the backs of the legs with the hands just for assistance, making sure that everything feels intrinsically beautiful before we progress this into anything else. Drop that spine away, tuck the chin in, roll the back. Shoulders rolling forwards but keeping them down. This is the side view, seeing that C curve, and raise and lift. Down. All the way this time. Draw the knees in, take a breath in, and as you exhale, roll yourself up to sitting. Keep this going. Roll yourself down through C curve, release to the ground, use your knees and bring yourself back up. Draw down, roll down, resist, 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 and then draw the knees in, squeeze and assist to raise. If you don't need the assistance of your knees, then feel free to come up in whatever way suits you. This time, making those arms reach forwards overhead. Take a breath in, lifting and rising, pushing forwards. If this is too much for you, stay with the first level or the second level. So either the C curves or the rollbacks with the knees coming in and assisting coming up. Reach those arms forwards and away, nice and strong, nice and long. Keep this going, work on breath. Use the breath for assistance. Breathing in on the way down, breathing out on the way up. Push forwards, exhale and draw in again. Keep these going. Keep these going. We're going to add in now some spinal rotation. So drop down into C curve and roll the arms to the right side. Kind of a bit like a ballet position of the arms, but out in front rather than overhead. And then you're going to alternate your sides. I am going to stay on my side facing towards the camera. I will change around and do the other side. Or you can stay with me and just work on one side, and then we will drop it down and work to side two. Just rolling the shoulders. Make sure it's not just the arms that are moving. So we're not moving from the shoulders, but we're moving from the waist to rotate the shoulders round. Drop yourself down and rotate around. Good. Lift up and stretch. Nice work. As you can see, I'm turning around so I can work my left side. If you've been alternating, I want you to keep alternating. If you were working with me and you were going to the same side every time, now is the time to change to side number 2. Roll down and rotate. See how those shoulders, the whole of my chest is coming forwards. If I was just moving my arms here, you wouldn't see that chest coming through. So really good form. Shoulders rolling, shoulders down. Lift up, reach those arms away, stretch through and release. Drop down, rotation, contraction and elevation. Just keep going. Allow yourself to settle into your rhythm and enjoy this. Or maybe you need to take a break, in which case you can just hug your knees. Roll yourself down. When you're ready, give your knees a hug, just a little rest, and we'll just roll through those hips. Sometimes the hip flexors, the psoas group can really start to get a bit achy here, so just rolling those knees from side to side can be really beneficial. And then we'll begin with our alternative now. where we are going to drop down through C-curve, and we're going to circle the outside arm. So you're going to roll the arm in a great big backstroke circle and then lift up. And again, you can either alternate continually, or you can work with me where you're working the right arm continually for a while before we will turn and do the left arm later. So just drop down, big sweeping circle of the arm, circumduction through the shoulder, bring it back, good, down, big sweep of that arm, twist and raise, lift, 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 good, and drop again, rotation, circumduction, inward rotation and elevation, good. Just keep this moving and going, looking beautiful, I am sure. Coming through whenever you're ready to side number 2, or as I said, if you are alternating, just continue your alternations. Drop yourself down, rotate, circumduct, inward rotation and elevation. So separating them out from a 2-point move to a 4-point move. Using your breath, seeing how it feels for you. Dropping, twisting, circling, inward, upward, onwards. And again, whenever you're ready. Dropping down, twisting, circling that arm, bringing it in, back and up. When you're ready, come down to the ground and roll those knees from side to side. Just release off any tension in the lower back. Just rocking those knees, feeling how you feel. And then draw the knee in and just stretch away the opposite leg. And then change sides. Doesn't matter which side you do first, just get rid of any tension. Reach the arms overhead, lengthen away, stretch, stretch, stretch. And breathe. And when you're ready, draw the knees in, bring yourself up and come to a sitting position you feel comfortable in. Let's laterally flex to the side, reaching away and stretching obliques, intercostals. Change sides.
Well done for doing your Pilates today. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please look at the playlist and the other videos available online. If you do enjoy it, please like, share and subscribe. I'll see you again next time for a new and exciting workout.